Here's the thing, though, with boxing, it's not the UFC, right? UFC, let's say they go, all right, card starts at main card, even prelims. We'll stick with main card to make it easy. Main card starts at 8 p.m. Central Time. There's about 5 to 10 minutes, and then the fighters are in the ring. From the cage walk, the build up, about 10 minutes usually, and then you're off to the races, and what you're tuning in for starts, and you're seeing two guys fight, and that's why you tuned in at 8 o'clock. In boxing, I looked it up. So my neighbor goes, yo, man, party starts at 7. Party starts at 7. I went, oh, interesting. So you're gonna you're gonna have the party all throughout the entire card. And he goes, sure am. And he goes, Canelo and Terence Crawford, if you look online, it says they're going to walk at 10 o'clock Central Time. And I said, yep, but it's boxing, so there's no way they walk at 10. I would assume it's going to be a little later because boxing. Now, Dana, leading up to this Crawford-Canelo fight, his gripes with boxing is the pacing of the broadcast and all the shit that they do. And obviously, you know, on all these other promotions, it's a bit of a shit show. They have dancing, they have singing, they keep throwing it back to the desk and the broadcasters, and it's terrible. It's terrible. It's awful. And so Dana's whole issue is now that I'm involved in boxing, it's gonna be a different product, and the pacing's gonna be better. And he's notoriously, to quote him, said, yeah, they basically do a podcast in between the fights or building up to the fights. And I'm like, yes, get him, Dana. That's what I'm talking about. Thank God TKO's in boxing. Here we go. He's going to change the face of boxing. And then you realize that Ali Ashik, or whatever the hell his name is, the Thiccc Ashik, the guy who basically owns the world. He has all the money in the world and does whatever he wants. It was like very cool, but it's boxing. We're going to do it my way. You realize Dana and his team don't have as much power as they thought, because that was the exact same product we're always used to. The pacing was awful. The undercard was awful. There was one good fight. That one that went to a draw, that was a good fight. Callum Walsh fight was, it's like a glorified sparring match. And then they had Tool, who I'm a huge fan of Tool. I love Tool. Randomly, without the lead singer, just play a riff before the fight. And you're like, what is going on here? Yeah. It was just strange. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So I left the party because they didn't walk out till almost 11:30, 11:45, I want to say, here Central Time. So I was like, I'm exhausted. I'm usually in bed by 9. So I leave the party. The whole family left the party, and we went back and we tried staying up and watching it. I fell asleep rounds 3 through 7. The entire family fell asleep, and I woke back up. And then obviously on Sunday I rewatched the rounds, but I was out, dude. I was out. But boxing just has a way of doing things, this old school way. It's one of the reasons why it's a dying sport, not to mention their star power is an insane issue, especially with Canelo losing, who was the face of boxing. He was the golden boy for boxing. So with him kind of on his way out, Usyk's on his way out, Fury's done, Joshua's done, Gervonta Davis fighting Jake Paul. Boxing's in a weird place, and this isn't a boxing versus MMA thing and any of that shit. It's just it is what it is. It's just in a really weird spot, and I think people are going to make comparisons. Now, the UFC gave you a pretty light card. That UFC Noches is whatever. It's not our best foot forward. But just going off, undercards, we destroyed boxing and destroyed them. That undercard destroyed whatever product that Netflix put out. Destroyed. But if it just as far as entertainment-wise and value-wise and pacing and excitement. But if you compare the main events, if you took two casuals and you showed them Lopez and Silva, Diego Lopez and Silva. You show him that fight, then you show him Canelo Crawford, and you say, which one did you have more fun watching? There's probably not a person on earth that would choose Crawford Canelo. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. It just is what it is.
My buddy literally texted me. He goes, dude, this is a boring ass fight. He's a casual though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you're a hardcore fan of boxing, there's a lot of technique and the game plan and what Crawford did and the odds he was up against. It was brilliant. I mean, one of the best performances ever. Yeah, I enjoy it. It was more of a case of Canelo just couldn't find the timing. I think Terence Crawford was better than he expected. Canelo's also a little older, even though age-wise, Terence Crawford on paper is older. Just boxing miles, Canelo looked a little older, but he just got kind of outboxed. He got lit up, and one of the issues that boxing has is I love Max Kellerman. I love him. He's great at his job. He's one of the very best, and he's one of the best voices in boxing. I absolutely, adore Max Kellerman. Part of his issue is he was so committed to the narrative that Canelo, if he lands, Terence Crawford be in trouble. It kind of put blinders on to what was actually happening. It just kind of it gave him a biased analytical view of what was actually going on, because the fight wasn't that close. Like, Canelo didn't get dog walked, but he never had his moment in the fight. There was just never a moment where you're like, okay, here it comes. And my prediction was Canelo's going to struggle the first 4 to 6 rounds with the speed and the movement of Terence. Then he's going to download that data, and he's the bigger, stronger fighter, and he's going to go to work and win by decision. Never happened. He never downloaded the data. Even if he did, it didn't matter. He didn't have the skill set to capitalize on it. And Terence Crawford's so goddamn good and fought southpaw and was just lighting him up. He was just lighting him up. I was never worried that Terence was going to knock him down or knock him out. I didn't think there was a chance in hell he could finish Canelo. Canelo's never been knocked down and has fought bigger guys, Bivol and, those other cats that he's fought that are Triple G 3 times, if those guys aren't sitting him down, Terence Crawford's not going to sit him down. But he just kind of stayed outside, picked them apart. And then even when they were down to, sit there in the middle of the ring and kind of go toe to toe, Terence was just eating him up. So you didn't get that entertaining of a fight out of Canelo. He never adjusted because I don't think he could. That's how good Terence Crawford is.